What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. That's STEVEE the Black. I'm back, and I'm here to give you my Monday Night Raw review today. Raw yesterday. Man. I'm looking at my grades here that I gave each segment, and I see a lot of D's. In fact, let me just go ahead and count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 D's. How many C's we got? 1, 2, 3, 3 C's, 2 B's, and 1 A. That accounts to a 6.5 out of 10. That's how Raw was yesterday. A lot of things that didn't really need to happen happened. We'll go into it, and I'll explain my thinking. So without wasting any more time, let's do it. Okay, so Raw kicks off with Rusev and Lana in the ring, and they're out there, and they're demanding that Roman Reigns come out and apologize. Mick Foley comes out. He's like, bro, we need to go in the back. Stephanie comes out. She's like, man, you need to calm down. And then Roman Reigns comes out, and he's like, yo, man, you need to chill, whatever like that. Cracks in some jokes. And then Mick Foley's like, yo, you guys need to wait. No, Stephanie's like, you guys need to wait till SummerSlam. Because I can still see a little bit of John Cena and Roman Reigns, because he was like, no, let's fight right now. But then again, Dean Ambrose does that too. So maybe it's not John Cena. Maybe he's just a tough guy act thing. But anyway, so Roman Reigns like, let's fight right now. Stephanie's like, no. And Bruce is like, nah, I need to defend my wife's honor. So Mick sets up the match. He's like, all right, you want to defend your wife's honor? That's cool. I get it. I understand that. So main event, Rusev versus Roman Reigns for Lana's honor. And that was the main event. So that whole thing was it kind of felt dragged out a little bit too long, but it's okay. I normally like segments that open up Raw. So next we had Sami Zayn versus Sheamus. And that match, I didn't get to see the chance to see the whole match because yesterday was the first day of school, and my mom had me to pause the TV so my brothers could finish getting their stuff ready. And I'm like, it's not fair. I'm not in school. Why do I need to pause the TV? But, whatever. So I did end up seeing that Cesaro was on commentary, and he came up me. He cost Sheamus the match when he was about to hit the bro kick, allowing Sami Zayn to hit the hula kick and win the match. After the match, in the backstage, they were fighting again, and Mick Foley comes and he says they're going to have a best out of 7 series. I've never seen a best out of 7 series, so this will be interesting for me. It's probably going to go 4-3. 4-3. So Sheamus is going to win 3, and Cesaro is going to win 4. I think Cesaro should win the feud. Thus, that gives him enough time to win the chance to be maybe Universal Championship or maybe even the U.S. Championship against Roman Reigns. So we'll see. But I do think that match will be interesting. And the first match does take place at SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure there'll be stipulations in it and everything like that. But I'm pretty sure the first one will be normal. And I'm pretty sure Sheamus will win that one. So next we had the New Day taking on the Dudley Boys. Again, another quick 2-3 minute match. But again, another miscommunication by the Dudley Boys. Devon hitting Bubba Ray. So it looks like they are going for the Dudley Boys splitting up, because that's what I could see. That's what it looks like. So maybe it could be a #1 contender match or whatever like that for the tag titles. And the Dudley Boys, once again, miscommunication. And Bubba Ray just snaps like, you always cost me the match. You always cost me the match. Because I heard that WWE really liked when Bubba Ray was Bully Ray and TNA. So they're going for that. So, it'll be interesting to see WWE's version of that. But I mean, the match, I gave it a D because of the match, but again, I really want to see the Dudley Boys split up because the tag team division is still gaining up there, but not just yet. And another note on the New Day, obviously Big E is hurt and he won't be able to make SummerSlam, so it's going to be Kofi and Xavier taking on the Club. That right there indicates that the New Day will be losing tag team titles, because I really don't see no other way of them winning. It was a smart move by WWE, because I say, if you have Big E in there, plus with the numbers game with Xavier Woods on the outside, there's going to be no way that the Club is going to win the match. But with Big E out, then they could win. But there is a way for them to retain the titles by disqualification. Like, say the New Day is about to lose, and then we hear Big E come out, and he's distracting them, whatever like that, or he attacks them or whatever, and with the ring post or whatever like that. I don't know, but then at least he thinks, but then he turns heel. Because I was thinking about it yesterday to see how it turns out, because I'm thinking Vince wants the New Day split up now, and because he's very high on Biggie. He thinks he could be a main eventer, which he can be. But I also think Kofi Kingston deserves to be a main event player too. He's put in a lot of time, and he has had a very successful tag team title reign. So I do think he deserves to be a main event player as well. Kofi, Xavier Woods, he can be a what do you call it? A mid carder. And the thing is, I know the crowd's gonna eat it up because they really still do love the New Day. They'll be like, no, Big E sucks. Big E sucks. That's if he turned his back on the New Day. I don't know why. Maybe he'll be like, oh, it was nothing personal, but I'm looking out for me now, and yada yada yada. Y'all never came to visit me in the hospital or whatever like that. I don't know. For whatever reason, Big E would cost them the tag team titles. But he would have to come out first to look like he was helping the New Day, only to then cost them. So that's just my thought. I really don't want the New Day to lose. I've stated on many occasions that I wanted the New Day to lose the titles to Enzo and Cass and not the club. But Vince's thing is, you got to lose it to a heel. So, but again, we think back to Daniel Bryan. But still, it ended up with a heel. Because I was thinking, go Daniel Bryan, face versus face. Daniel Bryan won, but it ended with Randy Orton turning heel and becoming champion. So next, we had Nia Jax action against a little blue-haired girl. I don't remember her name. She tried to fight back. Well, at least she did. You know, everyone else just kind of got beat up. But I will say the highlight of it was she sat on top of the rope, and then Nia Jax just kind of pushed her off. So again, I do think she'll be the #1 contender after Sasha Banks retains the Divas title, because I don't see it any other way. Right now, I don't know if she's face or heel. I mean, if you think back to that time that Ryback, he was just in squash matches, and he turned out to be a face. So, you know, I don't know who's going to be facing him or her. It could be Sasha Banks, and she could be a monster heel, but we'll see. But other than that, there was nothing really interesting, and like I said, I'm kind of getting tired of seeing squash matches. So, D. Next up, we had Brock Lesnar, and he was enjoying everybody saying Suplex City. He was going like this with his shirt, saying, yeah, Suplex City. So before Paul Heyman could even speak, Heath Slater comes out, and he's like, yo, man, I got kids, man. I need to do this. At first, Paul Heyman thought that he was trying to ask him to be a Paul Heyman guy. He's like, I'm not going to represent you. He's like, I'm not asking you to represent me. I'm asking you to give me a match with Brock Lesnar, so that way I can win and get a WWE Raw contract for my kids. And it was funny because Brock was like, hold up, Paul, hold up. He's like, you got kids? I got kids. You got mouths to feed? I understand that. Your kids look up to you? I understand that too. But I don't give a bleep about your kids. And I thought that was funny right there, because he instantly was like, he's like, Brock's showing sympathy? But he's the Beast. And then instantly he turned right back into the Beast too. And then he's like, you better get out this ring or I'm going to hurt you. So then he, did a stupid thing, and Brock Lesnar gives him 2 suplexes and an F5, and that's about it. And then Lesnar, he's acting all beefed up, and he's mad, going like this, making that angry face that he makes. And Paul cuts his promo, and then that's it. So as of right now, I still don't know who's going to win their match. I'm hearing rumors that Brock will challenge whoever is the Universal Champion at the Royal Rumble. If that's the case, Brock would have to win. But you never know. So this is also Randy Orton's first pay-per-view match back, so we'll see. Next, we have Big Cass taking on Kevin Owens in the match. Again, it was okay, so I gave it a C, obviously, and then didn't no disqualification. And they took out Big Cass and Enzo. Again, I'm not sure who's winning this match, because I would normally say Enzo and Cass because of Jericho. But they also have Kevin Owens in there, who's part of the New Era, so we'll see, but it's definitely interesting. Next, we had the Primetime Players in a reunion taking on the Shining Star. And this was so confusing because the Primetime Players came out. I thought it was Titus O'Neil's song, which is a song he uses. But then he comes out and it says Primetime Players. And we're like, what? Primetime Players? What? Nobody didn't care. We weren't paying attention. We were all just confused. And so they come out and they're all like, hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. And he's the one, Titus O'Neil is the one who suggested that one night only they become Primetime Players. And instantly, both me and my brother say, Titus is turning heel. He's going to attack, what do you call it, Darren Young. And that's what's going to happen. So, sure enough, Darren Young accidentally knocks Titus O'Neil off the ring. Titus O'Neil gets back in the ring, hits the clash of Titus on Darren Young, and then that's it. So, once again, we're having the same feud. Titus turning heel. They were booing him, but, Titus turning heel. So maybe he'll go back to his old song, which I prefer him using his old song when he was healed the first time than him using the Primetime Player song. And then Darren Young can use his song that he uses right now. So, other than that, yeah, the Shining Stars pinned him in, and that was it. So, D, because we didn't really care about the Primetime Player, and we all knew that Titus was going to turn on Darren. So, you could have switched it, though. You could have had Darren Young turn heel, but you got to have the big guy turn heel, don't you? Just don't you? Next, we had Neville versus Jinder Mahal, and this was Jinder Mahal's first match back on Raw. And I thought that they would have Jinder Mahal win, but they had Neville win. So, I mean, other than that, they were into Neville's match more this time than they were last time he was having a match on Raw, so that's good. But other than that, I thought Seth Rollins was going to come out because earlier he was like, you don't know anything about the demon. I fought the demon, and you're not ready. So, I thought Seth Rollins was going to cost him his match, but he didn't. So, that's cool. It's whatever. But other than that, wasn't that interesting. Next, we get Seth Rollins coming out to the ring. He's like, yo, since y'all ain't got nothing planned for me, I'm going home. And they was like, wait, before you go home, why don't you go out to the ring and call him out? Give him one last shot. If he doesn't come out, then you can go home. And they was like, all right. So he gets out to the ring and he calls out the Demon King. And the interesting thing is, it looks like something fell or something. It looked like a person or a doll or something had fell into the ring because we heard a thud and Seth Rollins was looking at it like this. And I'm thinking, well, what the heck is going on? It was so stupid. The camera wouldn't zoom in and he wouldn't look at whatever that was. I didn't know what it was. And I'm all confused. Like, what is he looking at? What is he doing? Turns out, because there was a fan recorded it, turns out it was someone trying to get into the ring. A fan trying to get in the ring and fight Seth Rollins, I guess. But, the security got him, and they like hip tossed him around and everything like that to calm him down, and I guess they kicked him out the building. But it was so weird, and they obviously wouldn't show that unless he somehow snuck past security and got into the ring. But it was like, Seth being a pro, he plays it out and says, oh, that's the Demon King? And then he continues on with his promo until actually Finn Balor comes out as Demon King. And we see, this is not the first time I've seen the Demon King, but the first time probably the majority of people see the Demon King for the first time who'd ever watched NXT. And good. He's good. Little side note, The Undertaker helped Finn Balor come up with that entrance, just so you know. Because he's the best. The best in the world. Other than that, that segment was kind of confusing. But other than that, that was it. So I gave it a C. It's pretty good. But the reason I gave it a C because, again, it was confusing because I didn't know what Seth Rollins was looking at. He was all like, until I found out, it was because a fan had snuck into the ring and security were getting him, and Seth Rollins was watching it go down. Next, we had Golden Truth taking on the club, and they actually looked pretty good, Golden Truth. Truth and Golden were getting some shots, and I thought they might actually win. But it was the club who ended up winning, and New Day came out, scared them off, almost hit Carl Anderson with the trombone and his balls, but he was able to escape. Obviously, the New Day acted on tough, but like I said earlier, the New Day will end up losing tag team titles, unfortunately. But luckily, they were able to get to a year, so that's all great. I'm happy for them. Still longest reigning tag team champions ever. If the New Day does lose the club, then it will be Enzo and Cass to end the reign. I just know it will be. Next, we had Charlotte versus Alicia Fox, and the match wasn't at least been interesting. It was what happened after the match that I gave the segment a B. Charlotte had called out Sasha Banks to come out to the ring. She was on commentary, so she walks up to the ring, and Dana Brooke comes in. And earlier, Charlotte was calling her a no good assistant or whatever like that, and she wanted a new one, but it was all a trick just to get Charlotte injured before their match at SummerSlam, and she was in the figure 8, and she kept stopping the refs from helping her. So, Sasha was selling the injury pretty good and everything like that. But that's what I gave the beat, not the match. The match I really could care less about. And finally, we get to the main event. Rusev versus Roman Reigns. And the match was awesome. Rusev pretty much dominated the whole match, going back and forth. And I gave it an A. My only problem is I don't think Roman Reigns should have won. I'm not saying he should have tapped out. When Rusev put the accolade on Roman Reigns, I thought Roman Reigns should have passed out. Either passed out or it had been like a double counter or a double disqualification, and then they could have fought at the end, and Reigns could have stood up tall, and they'll go, "Will Roman Reigns win in SummerSlam?" And yada yada yada. Now here's the thing: we're automatically thinking that Roman Reigns will win, but interesting note: what if he doesn't win? What if he goes in and he loses? That could still be part of his punishment. Because it's funny, because my brother was thinking the other day, he was like, Roman Reigns going to the United States Championship is so beneath him. And it kind of feels like it is. And I'm like, it's funny, John Cena is a 15-time world champion, but it didn't feel beneath him. But it feels beneath Roman Reigns. That's because he's been WWE champion in the WWE Championship spotlight for like the first half of the year. And the bottom half, in the second half of the year of last year. So it's kind of like, I get what he's saying when he's saying it's kind of beneath him, but still. And again, I like I said, I don't think Roman Reigns should have won. I think it should have been either he passed out in the Accolade, or he, I mean, I guess if he passed out, it would be a submission, but he didn't tap out. So, or it ended up being a double counter or a double disqualification. So that way they fight out. Excuse me. That way they fight it out. And no one has to lose, and both go into SummerSlam looking strong. But other than that, interesting side note, Lana was kind of mad at Rusev. She was all like, you didn't defend my honor. You're bad. So, just a side note. But other than that, that was Raw. Again, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. A lot of D's. That's not good. But I will say, SmackDown totally does feel different without... does feel like a totally different show on Raw. Raw has its own thing going. SmackDown got its own thing going. Like, I totally felt that yesterday. Like, it's so weird not having John Cena, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose, and Dolph Ziggler on Raw. It's just so weird, you know? But, loving it. Hopefully SmackDown will be better than Raw. So, with that being said, that has been the video for today. Sorry this was so long. But I don't think I've ever done a Monday Night Raw that was 17 minutes. I'm sorry, but a lot of stuff happened on Raw. I tried to be as quick as possible, but I guess I wasn't quick enough. So, that's been the video for today. Check back tomorrow for the Tuesday SmackDown Live video. I'll be at work today, so I won't be able to watch SmackDown. So I have to watch it tomorrow and then do the video later today. I'll be at the house by myself because my mom... Shut up. I'm not going to say anything. I think you're going to try and come rob me. Anyway, I'm just playing. Y'all won't rob me. That's been the video for today. So until tomorrow, and if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Peace out. Also, be sure to check out my Eagles video I did yesterday on the schedule and how I think either their best outcome and their worst outcome. And check out the 1-year YouTube anniversary. That was last Thursday. So again, sorry. Just had to promote those 2. I think I'll put those 2 in the link below. Just so you guys will, just so it'll be easy for you guys, okay? But until next time, if you're not down with that, 2 words for you. Peace out.